Oh, shit.
Yo, what's good, guys?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
I can talk this week.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
sound better.
Man, I feel like crap. It's always my kids that get me sick. I always do really well. My immune system's pretty good. I never get sick being out. I never got COVID or anything like that. And then one one of my kids had the flu, and I'm like, crap, here it comes.
That's always how it goes. I make sure each kid, they all drink after one another when they're all sick, so we can all just get it in us real fast and knock it out the way from the jump.
It's inevitable. You might as well do it.
Yeah, straight up.
All right. How's everybody doing in the chat? We got Steve, Jason Johnson, Mike B, Just Work HVAC East Coast. We got a lot of guys in here already.
Got the squad in here. Let's go.
So how's everybody been? How's everybody doing? Working?
I've been
busy?
I've been busy.
You look busy. Look at you, just relaxing. Got the crew neck sweater on, bro. Living the dream. Got the little sectional. Talk to us, Kurt. How you feeling, bro?
I feel really good, man.
You look.
How's
good.
that new lake house?
It y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but for years I have felt that a heron is like my spirit bird.
Solid.
I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but now I get to see that bird like every day.
Nice.
You know?
That's epic and awesome and fantastic.
That must feel great just going like after work or even when you wake up. You showed us that view that you had.
Could you imagine like do you drink coffee, Kurt?
Yeah, get out there, drink some coffee, sit on the dock, and just watch. This morning it was fog was coming off the water, and it was just fantastic.
Good for you.
Living the dream.
Yeah, there we go. Which dream? Because there's the American dream where where they dictate it and you're broke and miserable. Kurt seems to be living the opposite dream where pay your taxes and
I've been posting some pictures on like TikTok and stuff saying with a hashtag said HVAC paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, that's tagline.
Because it did.
Straight up. See, this is what you can achieve.
HVAC and YouTube probably, but
now,
yeah, because
all the tools that you see, all the Milwaukee stuff you see me using, YouTube helped pay for that.
So you're not sponsored, is what you're saying?
No, by nobody.
Just self-made. YouTube, he gets the views, he gets paid from YouTube. And that's what I tell people, right? Like when they're like, "Oh, I want to post, I want to do this," I'm like, "Go for it." There's incentives. You can get sponsored, like some guys, or you can get that YouTube money if you get views. I was saving all of my stuff, and I'm not gonna go buy a house, but I'm looking at buying a truck right now.
Go buy a house too, okay?
I have a house.
Well, I was gonna say like rental property.
Oh yeah. Well, we were thinking about that too, like somewhere up north, because we go up north a lot. San Antonio, Houston, all those areas up there. It'd be nice to have a little property out there in the middle of nowhere, just on the way up there.
Straight up, dude. We have that same common like thought process, like living on like the west coast of Florida. Like, go get like a damn land. It's like desolate over there. You know what I mean? Get a little trailer over there, 20 minutes from the beach or something. Shoot.
Yeah,
Well, most people don't think of San Antonio or Houston
as north.
I
was thinking the same thing.
Only I do. I know.
I'm like, North Oklahoma. Where are we going?
No, it's like, when I tell people South Texas, I don't know how that's South Texas.
South.
I'm like, no, like the very bottom.
Mexico.
Right there. Yeah, right there. We're on the line.
My man said, I'm the border.
Yeah, so like San Antonio, Houston, those are like 4 to 6 hours north of me. That's why I consider that north.
It's so crazy because everybody thinks San Antonio south. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get upset.
Texas is huge.
Ginormous.
Well, that is true. That is true. Because there's that line right there. You go up north, and it's like San Antonio, Houston. Then you got like east and west, all those areas. plenty of cities.
Man, we always wanted to go to Texas. We'll be there one day. And I'm like, so we do a big, pretty like animal based diet, right? Like meat is like 90% of what we eat. I'm like, I would just thrive on Texas barbecue, bro. Like that's all, no sauces, just like brisket and sausage and pulled chicken. I'm like, we'd be good. Like,
I love Texas, especially where I'm at, because every corner there's really good Mexican food and really good barbecue. So I got the best of both.
I love Mexican food too. So, but I, got to stray away because, we got a Mexican friend down here and he took us to like an authentic little Mexican, like, cause he grew up in Mexico. Well, he grew up in Brooklyn, but family's from Mexico. Like, it's basically like an auto shop garage with a food truck on the side of it and everything inside. It's like, he's like, this is how it is in Mexico, bro. It's like, you got the tire shop behind you and we cooking in front of you. You know what I mean? It was pretty epic. Delicious.
I had a cousin who worked at the supply house here that we go to, and I loved it when he worked there. Unfortunately, he's not there anymore, but he was the one that initiated all the barbecues that they would do. So like every other week, something like that. Or I think he tried to do it every week too, but he would go buy meat, set up the pit in the back, and he'd tell everybody, he was doing it that day, like on a Friday or whatever. And he'd be barbecuing, fajitas, all this kind of meat. And if you were in the area, just stop by and get some lunch. But
all day long.
Like since he left, they haven't done that anymore. And I'm like, damn, I kind of missed that.
Yeah. That does sound good.
Your supply houses do stuff like that, Kurt?
They used to have like donuts or maybe pick up some biscuits in the mornings, but
yeah,
they don't since COVID, they don't even have, most of them don't even have water out for people to get.
Oh man. This is still a reason I come here.
Yeah, they still do the donuts here every now and then, but people attack them. They go crazy.
Yeah, they're gone in the morning.
And they used to have like those customer appreciation days where they would do like a catering food or something like that, but they haven't done them in a while.
My spot, I use Tropic Supply, and they it was the last Friday of every month during the summer. So they would do grilled hot dogs, grilled chicken, hamburgers, all the pastries, brownies, and then they would have like a factory rep come in. Be it like I think they had whoever makes Remy Halo, RFG or something like that one time, then Allied from Lynx and stuff. I just go there, pile up a plate of burgers and dogs, bro, and get on my way. Like twice, though. I missed like every other one. It was so annoying. But they would grill it right there in front of the store. So, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we need more of that. We're out there busting our ass. We need some customer appreciation lunches more often.
I think breakfasts would be more beneficial for us because you're really not gonna. You're gonna be working by the time, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, why do you hit us at like lunchtime when everybody's out already got their shit? And man,
or trying to get back to the supply house, when
just find a way. Like, I gotta go this way.
Yeah, we had a guy. Well, he was my uncle. He always found his way over there. He's like, I'll be there. I got it. Because
lunch today.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
The Right Tech Supply House lunches are the best.
Dude, when they used to have the roller hot dogs, and you always had the popcorn you could get. And I was drinking a Supply House coffee the other day. I was like, yeah, it's just you can just chew on it while you're like drinking it. It's so damn. It's just like very black and so gross. A powdered creamer.
Jeez.
Did you ever finish that duck job?
I did, dude. It was
yeah.
really rough, guys. We were done. So we did it Thursday and Friday, and the temperature was decent out, and it wasn't like ductwork is not like obviously. Well, it's not hard. It's just intensive, right? And but it was a really tight attic to where it's basically you were doing that like Hindu squat type deal to maneuver. I'll send y'all a video, and dude, I thought I was gonna pass out. I'm like, damn, I ain't never felt this bad. Like I was pounding water too, but you just want to get it done. You're like, okay, he's got 9 runs, I got 9 runs, couple transfer boxes here and there. But dude, it's just for whatever reason. Yeah.
It's labor intensive. Yeah.
It is, man. It's like you got the jacket, you got a pookie, tape, cut, you know what I mean? Fab, mastic. It's like a whole different ball game. Like up north, dude, it was just tape on metal and insulated. You were good. Here, it's like I hate it, dude. I just do like flex is so dumb to me, and duckboard is just stupid.
That's all we have here in Texas too, and everybody tries to get away with all the flex.
Dude, it's and
I
never
see some
done
other
it.
people's videos. I watch other people's videos, and there's flex everywhere.
That's how it is here too.
And I'm just like,
And I have to get in the attic and look around, and a lot of the times they're not in good condition or anything.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
if you can put ductwork in the attic and insulate it well, do good metal ductwork, that'll last a long time.
Dude, we just did another duct job back in October. It was all metal duct, but it did start to break at all the seams, and so it was starting to leak throughout the house. But the house was from the 50s. You know what I mean? The duct might have been from the 60s or so, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, the flex duct is going to get crushed, and most people ain't doing it right. I specifically remember, like flex, dude, it was like 12 feet you could only run a flex duct, but you had to have 5 feet of metal on either side or something, I think. But I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Did y'all see that video I put out where somebody made a rain hood out of a 12-inch flex?
Oh yeah,
not flex, 12-inch duct, 12-inch
duct.
Just straight up, dude.
Yeah, I noticed the ridges in it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's duct.
That looks good.
And I don't even see units like that, but I looked at it, I'm like, that don't look right.
That don't look right. This ain't gonna work.
But it's not the worst I've seen, to tell you the truth.
Well, yeah, it wasn't horrible, but I was surprised when I saw that one. And we have a lot of like the spiders, the flex duct that they just throw everywhere.
Yeah.
And they don't even bother some of these places to hang them or anything like that. They're just thrown in the ceilings of the restaurants. So I go up there and I've had to at least strap them up and kind of move them around and relocate some of the vents, because sometimes they have a lot of them in one area. I don't know who's doing the ductwork for this one chain that we have. Like the back area is like super cold because they have a crap load of vents in the back. And then the kitchen is like super hot. And then they're always complaining. And the thermostat's in the back, right? So it turns off all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't know who did this. And I don't like doing ductwork. I'm like, I'll get you by, relocate some vents, try to get it up as best we could. But that's not something I like to do either.
Yeah, but working above a drop ceiling
it sucks.
I know. It's not like you can walk around and move the vents and hang them. You gotta move every time
set up the ladder. Yeah, set up the ladder, move some ceiling tiles over, do what you got to do, then move the ladder over and get another area that you're gonna work in. We have a couple of locations that I hate going. I try to send somebody else to go out there because their commercial buildings are like plaza strip malls, and a couple of them have split systems. So that indoor air handler is in that drop ceiling.
Yes.
So it's suspended up there, and like we have to get up there. One of our guys had to change out a motor for that recently, and I was like, I'm glad it was you, not me. But you got to get up there and be suspended and do all the work.
Sometimes you've got like a 22 by 22 grid. Yeah. You can't get but this much of a ladder above it, and then it's hard to do major
work. And then all the other people that are up there putting in other things, like this place has a lot of communication wires, all their routers, like all that system that they have. So like you move over a ceiling tile and there's a crap load of wires.
Everything's right there and you can't move it.
Yeah, it's all electrical.
They take the grid right up to it, and then the worst is when you gotta do a unit, take apart all the grids around it, and then like all the tracks don't line up, and you're like, "Fuck!" And you break a ceiling tile. You know what I mean? They're like,
"Oh, I've broken plenty of those." I was pissed off one time because I was super high one time, just trying to move it over, and somehow it fell through, and and it hit me on the head.
Hey, you've been like,
and then it falls and it breaks. I'm like, now I got to go get another ceiling tile. I was like so upset.
Well, you just look around the top of them. There's probably like 3 or 4 on top of one another somewhere.
Well, they go through them like crazy at one of the places that we have.
What place is it, Adrian?
Just a place that we work at. It's they have like a lot of water issues. They always end up screwing up the ceiling tiles, but it's like plumbing and other issues they have.
Yeah, it's cranking as much shit up there as possible.
Yeah, that's one way you can find the air handler. Look for the watermarks.
True story, yeah.
And why is my ceiling leaking or whatever? And like, have you changed the filters? What filters?
Yeah. You gotta love it.
Because the last time I was out there, there's one place in particular, maybe two, that I can guarantee you every few months that they call us that the AC is not working. I know it's plugged up filters. And like the last time I went there, the lady looked over at me because I was looking in there and I was like, because they called for the cooler not working, like a prep cooler. Obviously, if it's too hot in the kitchen, it's not going to work right. They need to be under like 85 degrees or something like that, ambient, for it to work. I was like, it feels kind of hot in here. And I went to go grab the ladder. As soon as she saw me grab the ladder, she's like, fuck.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we haven't changed them. Sorry.
Nice.
I was like, all right, well, I'm here. Let me just change them out. I got to bill you anyway.
Yeah.
And then, like, sure enough, they were like pitch black. I think I had pictures. I'll see if I can pull them up. We did have somebody that submitted a picture I'll bring up in a bit too. And I might put up the link for you guys if you guys want to jump in on the stream real quick. I know some guys have pulled in. The good guy. We got Mark Morales. Good evening. Eric Lehman and Victor were the ones that I saw pop in. What's up, guys?
You guys, you know how Milwaukee's been getting into all that PPE stuff and making everything. So, did you guys see the new like tie back suit they came out with?
No.
It's pretty epic.
I usually watch.
It's
Was he wearing high heels? What was
Yeah.
that?
yeah, that's the only thing they're missing. They got the inches wrong on the heels, bro.
No.
I was about to say if I ever need to know what's coming out, I always go watch a Krauss, Koolin Krauss video.
My
Dude,
boy,
that video you did of the 10 and 19 in 1 Klein flip socket thing.
yeah, man, you didn't get yours yet?
That was just a fantastic video, man. I laughed so hard.
That was good, man. I appreciate it. That was
It's funny because nobody got hurt.
yeah, right. Could have been dangerous, but we managed. That shit, I was like, damn, I don't know what it's funny. Yeah. I was like sitting there when I was making like the original video. I'm like, dude, this would be hilarious. And it just like hit the, and I was like, we gotta do it. We gotta find a way.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Had some 1/4-inch copper, man. Fit right up on that bad boy. Klein's gonna do it though.
Oh yeah, I know. I went to buy that. What is it now? In a 9-in-1?
Yeah, that
Or
9-in-1.
whatever.
Yeah,
I went to go buy it. I was like, damn, this thing is pretty huge.
Dude, I put it in a tool bag and it like sticks out so much longer. I'm like,
the little flip sockets, Kurt. You know how they had the 7-in-1. Now they added another socket to it.
Really? So it's got 4 on it?
Yeah.
it goes up to 3/4. Yeah,
that's why he did that.
That's why, I'm like, yeah, it's only coming in at 14 inches of length, but
he's trying to beat Klein to it.
yeah, dude, it's like, what's next? I mean, at some point they literally have to come up with some metric shit. I mean, I know it's Klein, but that's literally like Malco does it, dude. Like everybody does it, but Klein is literally always just stuck to the damn
it's like that pass-through wrench set.
Yeah,
that would have been really cool in metric.
Dude, it would be so ideal. They would just nail shit.
I still don't see what that pass-through wrench set. What are y'all using that for?
So when we're attics, like units in the attic, right? and all thread.
Oh
you
yeah.
run your nut. You'll run it up. Sometimes it'll be perfect for, you can use a hollow shafted nut driver, but the long threaded bolts on like a fan motor, you can just put it over that. You know what I mean? But mainly, like, it would be for all threads for me, or probably like motors and things like that up on the roof, I guess.
I just wanted a decent wrench set to carry in my backpack.
I was just trying to get the views, bro.
Oh,
I bought it because of Krauss.
Yeah, dude. So I sent y'all the thing. Like,
Oh, you try to buy the 3/8 one too?
yeah. So I went there and they had 4 of
Damn.
them. I grabbed it, went up to the thing. I was doing self checkout, and I was like, "All right, dude, come on over." And then it's like, "Oh, I got to take you on the register." I was like, "All right." Then we go, and he's like, "Oh, this is recalled." I'm like, "Nah, dude. Like, it's on the floor." And he was like, "No, we can't sell it to you." I was like, "What can we do?" Like, he was like, I'm sorry, I can't." So I did go back the next day, and they were all gone.
I saw like, I think I've only seen one guy that
Yeah,
actually bought both sets. And he did a
Jonathan
video.
Davenport cat. Yeah. I saw his video and I was like, damn, I gotta get those. And bastard.
Nope.
So yeah, not Klein's is the jam. Well,
just like that 9-in-1. I just bought it because I had to have it. So why not?
why, man? You got that extra one on there? Like I said, I'll show you a picture of the tool bag. It just like sticks out like 4 inches more than the other ones. I'm like,
I have a bunch of wrenches. I mostly just use them to adjust like motors and stuff on like the RTUs. I mean, that's what I use most of my wrenches for, or taking out the compressors. Yeah, taking out compressors, throw that thing on a impact, you know.
So we just found out the kids have been going into the closet where we have, the gifts stored.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Christmas
the wife's
gift?
texting me right now. Like, did you hear me? She was telling the kid, "We got a hidden camera. You better tell me what's up now." Because we got a little baby camera up in there. Because like, if they for whatever reason decide to go in, I mean, we all did it as kids, right? But damn, bastards.
I was just thinking that because we started buying them too, and I'm like, where the hell do we put them? The kids get into everything.
We used to always just keep it in the work truck, man, and it was just so full of shit, and I couldn't work out of it, and like I told her, I was like, "Hey, I'll just buy a lock for the damn, like we'll put a lock on the back of it." She was like, "No, we'll be okay."
You know, it sounds familiar. When I was about 12 or 13, my parents told me that there's one bedroom. Don't go in there. Your Christmas gift is in there. And you can't tell a 12, 13-year-old kid, don't go in there.
Hell no. Yeah, they go eat. I mean, I specifically remember doing that shit all the time because my mom just kept it in her closet too. And we'd go sneak in there real quick, whatever. But it was hell when they found out, boy. Like, you ain't getting shit. Merry Christmas, you know what I mean? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm gonna look through the comments real quick. How's work for you, Kurt? You been staying busy?
It's slower than it was this summer. The summer was just off the chain.
I know. I'm so glad that it actually kind of slowed down to get a little relief, because like this summer was really bad.
So it slowed down a little bit. I think if we ever get, below freezing for more than a couple hours, everybody's going to freak out, and I'll be really busy again. But this summer. I was probably doing 8 or 9 calls a day.
Wow, you, bro.
Right now I'm doing 4 or 5, maybe 6.
Son. Damn. Good for you.
So you're still pretty busy.
Fuck yeah.
I'll stay busy, and I got all this other stuff going on. So, like, I had to be here today to install the alarm in the house, which means I didn't get out of here till like 10:30. So I was behind, trying to hurry all day.
My man got it going on though. He got that business running and some, you know what I'm saying? Got the lake house, boy. He got his feet propped up on the couch wearing the crew neck. Like, let's go, Kurt. Living the dream, baby. HVAC paid for it.
That's right.
I love that. That's awesome.
Eric says to put the gifts in the attic.
Yeah. And then somebody's got to go get them, and I ain't got time for that. Like, bro, like, so my attic is like right above me. It's not a pull down. And so it's not much to get up. I'm tired of attics, bro. Okay. I just got out of the damn attics. Damn attic rat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, isn't that funny? It's because we do it all day, but like when it comes to our own stuff, we don't want to be in the attic. We don't want to work on our own stuff. Like I'm pretty sure every HVAC tech's AC is probably in worse condition than what they do at work.
Yeah, but if it breaks, we'll fix that shit and we'll keep it.
You know,
mine always breaks down in the middle of the night too.
At the other house, we had this like 25-year-old pain teardrop system, and I just kept waiting for that thing to die. I replaced a blower motor. I replaced an evaporator coil, and I kept telling myself, if that compressor ever goes, I'm gonna replace it.
Do it.
And my insurance agent one time was asking me, "Have you made any improvements on the house?" And I was like, "Yeah, I put on a metal roof." And they were like, "Well, what about the air conditioner?" I was like, "I can make that thing last forever."
Yeah, true.
Hell yeah. I ain't doing that. So what system you got in the house now is the real question.
On this one, it's a 9-year-old Carrier heat pump split.
You gonna put cash in?
No, I'm actually gonna put in an inverter system as soon as I can.
You have the GRE, right? In the other one?
Yeah, I did put in a GRE at the other one. And I was really happy with that. That was fantastic. No heat strips.
It just managed. It did its thing.
That's a really nice system.
We got HVAC technology in the house.
Yo, what's up, bruh? There he is.
Yeah.
They're asking you, Kurt, if you do any commercial work.
I do sometimes, yes. I commercial work for me seems to be hard to bill out for the time. Like a normal call for me lasts if I have to go get something 2 hours. Okay. But a commercial call where I have to go sign in, get up on the roof, maybe call into a property management company up north somewhere and go get filters and come back. And I mean, it could be 4 hours on one job. And
anybody got time for that?
And I know it's hard for me to bill out what that 4 hours is worth to me. So I'll take the commercials if I don't have a lot going on, but I prefer
$250 an hour.
Yeah, it kind of depends because like if you're dealing with like those properties or whatever it is for that commercial work, like we do more restaurant work, so like a lot of times it depends. It also depends on the time of year. Like at the end of the year, they don't want to spend anything. They have those what do you call them, like bonuses that they get, and it affects them if they call in, for repairs.
Bonus, yeah.
Yeah, but most of the year, they're like, just fix it. It's whatever. So we have good customers on the commercial side. That's another thing is like getting the right customers too that will just pay.
Hell to the yeah.
I got one commercial company that sends me calls, and part of me don't like dealing with them because I got to fill out paperwork and submit pictures and.
Yeah, I had one recently that the guy takes care of a lot of properties and stuff. That was a lot of paperwork, and eventually I was like, we just don't have time right now because they caught us right at the end of summer, and I was like, and he needed like a lot of stuff done. I was like, well, we'll circle back around, but yeah, there's a lot of like paperwork sometimes and hoops you got to go through, and it's a pain in the ass sometimes.
It's almost always for me. It's almost always some kind of management company from somewhere else.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I don't have a relationship with, so I'm reluctant to do, let's say, a $4,000 compressor on a commercial system for a company I've never done business with and is out of state. So if they don't pay me, I have no recourse.
You know, go cut them lines. What you gonna do, bud?
So that's one of the reasons I'm sometimes hesitant to do the commercial work because they're almost always out of state.
Makes sense.
That you can always just stick in your own like a niche. So whatever works for you.
I do like the fact like commercial is like in and out kind of deal. You're like, all right, you ain't got to worry about sitting there collecting and all that bullshit. Just get the job done and get out of there and then bill them. We don't do.
Yeah, it's just like when you start or when you get a new customer, there is a time period where you have to wait for that payment to go through.
Yeah, and then you got to get on like a certain like vendor list sometimes and all that jazz, and you're just like get approval.
It takes time when you start.
Yeah.
And then that's why I said like we are fortunate enough that we have some big customers, some big like fast food chains where we're already like they're already used to us.
You're in, yeah.
We're in, you know, we get paid regularly and we have really good months. Like this year's been really great for us too.
I'm gonna tell you another thing with commercial though. Like for example, if you get in with the company that manages say like Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, they want to send you to anything that is within 200 miles.
Yeah, I'm good. Like,
and I'm like, hey, there's a Family Dollar here in Albany. Why don't you send me to that one? I don't want.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go halfway to Florida.
Yeah, because my dad recently got called for the Stripes, the convenience stores. So that same thing happened. I thought that was so weird because they're like we're here based in this city, and it's like a big thing. So they were calling us for like an hour away, 2 hours away, and I was like, you have so many here. Why do you want us over there? It's the same thing that happened to us.
Yeah, so that's another reason I quit doing work for that one company. I wanted to work for them in Albany. I didn't want to work for them.
Yeah, that's the only time I'll do it, right?
In Thomasville or Valdosta, like an hour and a half away. I didn't want to take those calls.
Yeah, been there. We
did. Commercials weird like that.
Yeah, I ain't got time for it. Well, we clearly made time for it. Did a couple of jobs in Daytona. Which ain't too bad for me. It's like an hour 15, depending on traffic. Could be like an hour and 45 though. And and then shit went wrong, and it was like fucking 7 o'clock, and homie calls me like, "Oh, bro," I'm like, "I ain't going the fuck out there, bro." Like, I'm sorry. And he rode out there. Like, what we did is I got a dude's number because we don't scrap you. We got nowhere to take the scrap, so we put it on the side of the road. Dude came through. He had a business up there. Gave me his card, and I lost it. He was like, "Yo, if you ever need us to come, da da da," should have done that shit. And yeah, he rode out there, and it was just a float switch. You know what I mean? The stupidest shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the warranty, and it's like,
yeah.
You can wait till the morning, bro. They got 2 units.
Yeah, Kurt. They call that windshield time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You got time to collect your thoughts, calm down.
Nah, dude, but for me, I'll be honest, dude. That shit might piss me off even more. Like, give you more time to be like, you know what? This guy, you know.
Do I really need to go out here? Do I really want to do this job?
Bro, I'll tell you. Oh, we'll have to get into that one day. I don't know if I ever told you. Like, we'll do that off air, and then we'll talk about it on the show. It's a good story. It's a good one. Stay tuned.
Eddie says you can always repo that compressor.
Straight up, dude. All day
Have you guys ever had to do that? Pull something?
Well, technically, it's supposed to be illegal because once you install it, it's their property.
Yeah, I guess.
Put a mechanical thing on that bad boy.
I've never repoed anything, but I have made sure that it didn't work.
Hell yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I've never had to repo like a compressor or anything major like that. But like if I'm putting in like a controller, you know, some sort of electronic part, and then they start complaining or talking about not paying, I'm like, well, just disconnect it, take it with me.
Yeah.
I've done it on smaller parts. I never had to do it on a compressor though.
No, that I haven't done. I did put a lien on somebody's house one time because they didn't pay me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what it cost? Like, yeah, that's exactly right.
It was like we installed a package unit, they paid for the package unit, but not the labor.
Oh, okay.
So they owed me like $900, and I put a lien on their house.
Straight up.
First, I had to take them to small claims court and get a judgment, and then we put a lien on them. So if they ever sell the house, I'm gonna get my money.
Absolutely. Yeah, just keep it on there. Who gives whatever it may have cost? What it cost you? Like $250 or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's worth it in the end. Like screw us, couple. You know. So I'm just gonna put a fund on top of everything. Just put the mechanical lien on there, just in case you decide you don't want to pay. Every job's coming with it. The worst ones with like stuff like that is like I had a customer, dude. He had this like 23-year-old system, and I'm just nursing this thing along. I'm like, dude, we're gonna have to replace this at some point in time, and we're just nursing it. I had shit jumped out left and right. At some point, he had to use the breaker, turn it off and on. We hit him with a price on the unit, and we're not the most expensive. It was probably like $7, maybe, right? He was like, "Oh, that's way too much money." I'm like, and I was doing shit like the bare minimum to help this guy get his system along. Went with some Joe Schmo down. Like I saw the dude pull up in the Camry, fucking putting the system in. I'm like, I wanted to go there and just like take the fucking Schraders out and blow the charge on this asshole. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Showed up in a Camry?
Straight up, dude. Like I was in the neighborhood doing a job for somebody else. So I don't know if he had the stuff delivered or what, but he was working out of a Camry. Yeah. I was like,
How do people even find people like that?
Right? Dude.
I don't know, but I see it a lot.
I'd be like, yeah, you're on some bullshit, bro. Like, and I'm like, maybe people like look at me and I'm like, I'm not the most like polished guy rolling up to a house or nothing, but damn, dude, like I got a nice truck, nice tools, and all that good stuff. Like I know what the fuck I'm doing. That shit just pissed me off. Strapped to the roof. Hell yeah,
pull up in a Camry or anything other than a work vehicle. They're gonna have everything strapped to the roof.
Yo, I was like, and it wasn't even a nice Camry. Yo, I was like, because I was doing a maintenance down the street, and I'm like, this mother. I took a picture and I sent it to the boss man. I was like, yeah, look at this shit. People, dude, that stuff like that does grind my gears because it because I create such a good rapport with these people, dude, and we're like chopping it up. Like, dude gave me the code to his house to get in and everything. And then it's like, bro, where do we fall flat? Like, we could talk about the numbers. You know what I mean?
It happens even with us in commercial because it's like how could you called somebody else?
Dude, you feel betrayed. I'm like, man.
It happens to me too. I had this one customer had an old system and the condenser fan motor went out, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to get a new system. So what I did, I put a sprinkler in his condenser so he could have air conditioning until until we could replace it. And then I gave him a quote. 2-3 weeks go by, and I'm like, hey man, what's up? It's like, oh, I already got it done, but thank you.
See that?
Yeah, that sucks.
So funny story with that. So y'all know we took a company over, right? So you can fire customers, right? So I go out on a maintenance, bro. Just sold 2 systems though, okay? So it's both compressor. They were shitty systems. So we replaced one, replaced the other. That was yesterday and the day before. He comes out and he's like asking about the previous owner. Like he didn't know like we changed hands. He was like, I was surprised you guys called me because the last people fired me. I was like, well, shit, boy, we got you for about two systems. So I'm glad we called you, but he said the reason because we just were going back through all the old ledgers and all that and getting the old customers saying, hey, it's time for your maintenance. And what had happened was the old guy, he was like 65-ish or something. He had just went out there for a maintenance. It was up in the attic, granted, but it's an open attic. Like you could work up there. And drain line, very next day it backed up. So they called him back and it was like, hey, the drain line backed up. The dude was like, I ain't getting the fuck up there. This, that, and the third. It's the middle of summer. He's like, I'm not coming back. And they just refunded his money. And they said they never heard. He's like, so what I heard from you guys.
Oh my word.
Yeah. And so Now, it worked out for us.
I might not go out in the middle of the night, but I'll at least go back.
Right, exactly. I was like, damn. I was like, I've never not
like made it right.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I can say that. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You didn't.
So
there's a story there.
Yes and no. Like I told the customer, so he has a damper motor. It's broken. Like it's just spinning. So he's got the zone, one downstairs, one upstairs, and I just put a screw and said, hey, we need to replace your actual damper. Put the screw in there so it doesn't, both ways. It stays open so he can get. It's just a bonus room. I'm like, hey, look, this is how it's going to work right now. This is what we got to do. And he calls me back saying the upstairs is still hot. I'm like, because something happened with the thermostat. I disconnected the thermostat wire because that was bad. It was one of those Honeywell fucking things, and it just took a shit. And he didn't want to buy the new thermostat either. So I was like, you got to use downstairs to get air upstairs. Well, they weren't using it and went upstairs. And it's all written in the summary with pictures and videos and temperatures of everything. And I told him what needed to be done, but then he asked us to come back out. And I said, hey, read the notes. This is what needs to be done. If you want to do it, we'll come back out. If not, I'm not coming back out.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was like, yeah, I've never, yeah. So it was like,
yeah, we've had to do that too. It's like, what else do you want me to do, right?
Fucking people, give them the bell. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up, Brian? We got Brian in the house.
Well, B-Ryan, look, he just made it home. Windshield. Speaking of windshield time.
Yeah, Brian's been staying busy.
Brian's a CDL driver at this point. Logistics.
Yeah.
Debatable. Nah. Actually, I'll have a video on it. It'll be dropping.
Awesome.
It'll be raw.
Well, I can segue into this photo that was submitted. Somebody was, what was his name? Jesse Lunnan. I guess that's
Sounds
how you say
it. I think you're right. That's how I
read it.
And
he said we should have a segment. Let's see.
Break this install.
Y'all should start a segment on the podcast for the most outrageous installs that you come across.
Ooh.
And then let me pull up the photo that he submitted. There's one of them new. Let's see. Okay, share screen. Hold on.
Just so Eric knows, my installs were tight. We used to do work together. Don't tell me I didn't have the best installs, Eric. Okay. What?
There's that new side discharge.
Straight up.
Now I'm assuming. I don't know what kind of unit this is. I don't know if you guys know.
That's looking at York.
York. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm assuming that flat side, because it reminds me of like a ream unit, right? Maybe where that flat side is where you access everything.
Yeah, well, it's got a fan on both sides. One turns one direction, one turns the other. It's got a motor in the middle.
Like on a double pull, like a double shaft?
It's double shaft motor. And then there on the bottom, you're going to have your contactor down there.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Is that in like Phoenix or some bullshit?
Oh, man, I don't think he told me where he was from.
That's so epic. Yeah,
he came across that. I don't know what the hell you do when you come across that.
Yeah, just kick it off the roof.
I have probably replaced dozens of those motors, and they were getting so old that when you got to take the blades off to get to the motor.
Okay.
And they were getting so old that when you try to take the blades off, they would come apart.
Oh my gosh.
So that right there is old wherever it is.
That's so crazy, dude.
And then it's on the roof.
What, do y'all watch them Phoenix boys?
Oh yeah. Like yeah, they're all on the roof. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and then like sometimes the ductwork just runs on the roof. I'm like, how is that even good? Like that R value is.
I've seen some. One of these podcasters or vloggers, HVAC vloggers, has his own business. He's in California, and he was working on a roof, and they had an air conditioner, but the makeup air provided cooling by humidifying the air.
Was that the swamp cooler?
A swamp cooler. And I'm like, wait a minute, that one over there is removing humidity, and this one is
adding it back in. Yeah, because it was.
That just didn't seem like it made any sense whatsoever.
That's how they do it out. I have customers come down here and they'll mention that to me. I'm like, that's so ass, but it's so dry. You know what I mean? So whatever. But yeah, no, I've heard those. It's epic. You got any swamp coolers your way there, Adrian?
Not we don't see those.
Yeah, I had a secretary in an office one time. She pulled me to the side and she showed me in a magazine a little swamp cooler. And she said, I need something to help cool off my office. What do you think about this? And I was like, that's a big humidifier is what it is.
Yeah, and, it all.
Around here, our outside humidity in the summer can be 90% or higher.
Yeah.
You add humidity to the air? No, that ain't going to work.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, we'll put it in, whatever. Sweating your ass off. Like, it's so moist in here.
Hey, we got Morgan's maintenance in the house now.
Yo, Big Morgan, what's up, buddy? Like, you guys watch Morgan's maintenance?
I actually do, yeah.
Yeah, that's my Joey Morgan.
Yeah, the tool videos.
Yeah. My guy over there. We came up about the same time.
You guys
Mark's asking if you guys deal with home warranty.
I
do not, Kurt. That's you.
I have almost completely cut them out. There's one that gives me a $750 limit before I even go out.
That's pretty nice.
And I've been doing some of their calls, and they're good about giving me approval for anything over that. So, and they pay their bills. But
it's really a good one. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm that's really like the only one I'm really dealing with right now. Yeah. And I don't mind saying who it is. That was Old Republic.
Sign me up. Send them my way. We go behind the home warranty companies.
Oh my!
You know, or you do get the ones where the customer's like, "Well, I think I'm going to go through my home warranty." All right, just call me when you're done.
Oh,
you know it's gonna be, right?
I go behind them too, and I'm like, "Well, who's been here since I was here last?" And they were like, "Oh, now we're like 2 hours from Florida."
Yeah.
2 hours from Macon, and they say, "Oh, they sent somebody from Atlanta." And I'm like, wait a minute, that's 3 hours away. Why'd they send somebody from Atlanta? Because they couldn't get nobody else to do it, is why.
Bro, you got to think, what are those people's margins? Because they don't there's no way they're making money, bro. Like, you know what I mean? There's just no way. God, it's so janky.
I know it's a mess.
That's what we do it for, though. It's so funny because, I think we've talked about this before. Like us, right? We all everybody in the sphere of on YouTube or in the community, in the chat, and all that stuff. We do good service, we provide good work, and it's we think that's the standard, but it's not. It's very minimum compared to the shit that's actually out there.
I know some people would tell me, aren't you afraid of showing people how to do what you do? And I'm like, dude, have you seen my competition?
Yes. Boom. Nailed it.
I'm like, I ain't worried about nothing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the same thing or how I feel about it. Cause everybody online does good work, or they try to. Mm-hmm. But I'm used to what I see locally, which is not great. Going behind a lot of companies, a lot of charging for refrigerant refills every month, some crap like that.
That shit blows my mind.
And then I went up to one that had 4 or 5 compressors laid out on the roof that they just left there.
I had
You
the
know,
same one, dude. I'm like,
and I had one. I had
what I
one.
used to do when I saw that? I'd
Yeah.
throw them off the roof and
go buy lunch.
collect them and go trade in for metal.
Yeah, go get some lunch, boy.
I know that too. You go scrap
Damn it,
them.
I didn't do that on the last one. Going back tomorrow, boys.
No, but like I even had one not too long ago. It was like last year or something. Well, we took over because one of the guys he knew of us because he used to be like a cook at some place. I couldn't remember where it was. And then like he called us to this other restaurant that he was like managing now. And we get there and I look at him like dude, you look familiar. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And he recognized us and obviously he called us because he knew like who we were and stuff. And he got us in and we had a lot of work with them and it was going well. I was cleaning up a lot of stuff from the previous company that was trying to rip them off. Said they needed like new compressors when it was a bunch of like dirty coils, stuff like that. And then they kind of stopped calling us and I found out that the guy left because he went up north for a promotion and they got their buddy back in there and I was like,
cool.
the ones that were screwing you over, all right,
just go for it. Yeah.
I was like, man, but that happens. It's just like Curtis says, like your competition. I'm not usually worried. We've been around like ourselves. We've been around since 2007. I've seen a lot of companies come and go, and
for sure.
There's a handful of good ones, but I've seen a lot come and go.
Yeah.
It's a fact, man. It's like puppy mills out here, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like we do preach, dude, get into a company that's willing to take you on as an apprentice and go out. But you still like most of the time, I mean, I haven't ever been in a company really where they train you properly or did anything like that, but you're in trouble, son. And but you know what I mean? They're just churning these cats out there that don't know what the hell they're doing, or at least to the point they don't realize they're not providing good work. And
Or,
you know
or
what I
good
mean?
customer service.
Exactly. And it just kind of snowballs until you finally get them to somebody that knows what they're doing, or in terms of like they realize like, oh shit, I've been taught wrong this whole time. I thought it was right.
Yeah, and I've had because I started kind of young, and I've had older guys that I've had to train and teach as well because they got bad habits at another company. I'm like, no, that's not the way you're supposed to be doing that, or there's a better way, or there's a right way to do something, and then I have to kind of show them and get them out of those bad habits. So it happens. Like it's not well, sometimes it is techs taking advantage of like homeowners or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just bad habits. Like they didn't know that's how they were taught. So there's both aspects of that.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Back when I had employees, quality control was something that was I could no longer completely control the quality of work, and that drove me nuts.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, for sure. Because like it's funny, I said that shit the other day. We was up in the attic doing that install, and he was asking me a question while I was climbing out the hole, and I was like, just hold on, I'll come back. Like I was going down. I said to him, you'll see it in the video. I was like, if you want it done, you do it, or if you want it done right, you do it yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, but you can't do that if you have multiple technicians or
it's hard. Yeah, I always want to do it myself.
I know it. That's one advantage about me working for myself.
Yeah.
I know, at least if it's messed up, at least I know who did it.
For sure. Yeah. That's yeah. That's why it's like, dude, I'm pretty proud of the fact, like I joke about it, like I don't have callbacks. Like there's obviously times where you have but it's generally outside of something else. Like I did one a couple weeks ago, and it was just I wasn't, but like you said, you know what you're doing, Kurt. Like you're out there, and Adrian is like, and you're just confident enough to where it's like you're gonna check everything else, not just the one issue that it may be, and prevent those from happening.
Yeah, you take those like few extra minutes to do like other checks.
Your SOPs, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Just
and
do it.
and opening like more panels, make sure. I just had that recently too. I got called back to one of those hospital reach-in coolers that I was working on, but the first time it was like something with the controller and then the sensor or something, and then like I went back out there and it was completely like something else. It was a electrical, like we weren't getting power to it. So I found a bunch of like wires that ended up being like rubbed out and stuff, but I kind of had to like, it was all in this one junction box that I had to kind of take apart and pull out everything to see that the bottom part of it was like rubbed out. So
for sure. Sometimes it's that little bit of extra effort. Like, we don't want to do it because you just get frustrated, or it's hot as hell out and you're sweating your ass off, or vice versa. It's cold as hell out. The wind's blowing. It's blowing right up your skirt, and you know what I mean? You got to check everything. You don't, but you just get by it. It might take 5 minutes, and it's pushing yourself to do those next 5 minutes, really.
Yeah.
And if you do it enough times, it becomes a habit. So
yeah, and then once you break that habit too, right? It's like then everything else just starts falling by the wayside again until you build it back up, and then it's just standard. First of all, I'm done. I quit. Talk about them.
Morgan was saying here, you can show 100 people how to do something, but only 99 of those. I mean, 99 of those aren't taking your job because it takes effort.
For sure.
And there was another one, like, plenty of work out there for everybody. Or where was the one that I'd seen? Mechanical Environments is in the house. We picked up a new facility that told us they were about to buy body cameras to make the HVAC guys wear.
What?
Because it's been so bad. I've had stories of like where they call us and then they don't trust us because of a previous company, but that's a whole other level right there.
Bruh. So like if I have a customer that sees me recording or something, I'm like, I just record my whole process. That way we have evidence. That's what I tell them. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes they'll ask like, oh, you got a channel? I'm like, but I was like, no, we just record everything just to make sure, we have the records for us and the records for you. And
records, training purposes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have customers sometimes, they don't realize I own the company. I come walking in and they go, oh, they make you wear a camera?
Like, yes, I do. How does that work for you though, Kirk? Because you obviously you got the GoPro. It's just like in your face. Like, how does that, like, for customers when you walk into a house? Do you ask permission? Do you just record, or do you like how does that work for you?
Well, first of all, it's obvious I got a camera on.
Yep.
And one thing I like to say.
How did you get it?
It came out for you earlier, dude.
You got the bubble again, bro.
I do tell them that sometimes I'm doing videos. If you hear me talking, I'm not talking to myself. and almost every time they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Easy enough.
I do try to edit the people out of the video. Mm-hmm. I'm not so concerned about it if they're outside, but if they're in their house, I do try to. And I do realize that sometimes people do get in the video, but I try to edit them out.
For sure. Do you now with your GoPro with the beeping, do you silence that? Is that turned off in the settings? So when you hit record, or do you keep it on?
I keep it on, and the front screen is on for like a minute after.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hide it.
No, that makes sense. It's just like sometimes I'll be like awkward, like I'm in like the laundry room or something. I'm like recording, you get a beep 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 beep. You just wait. They're probably like, "What the hell was that?"
But yeah, I do let it beep, and I do let the screen stay on in the front, because sometimes I use it that screen in the front to frame.
Sure. No, that's good. No, I guess, and probably totally different. The same thing for you, Adrian. Really, I mean, nobody really, because you're isolated most of the time, and unless you're in like doing that ice machine, like in the drive-through or something like that.
Yeah, and I turn the sound off. I don't like any to draw any attention either. But yeah, most of my stuff is on the roof. Like I've gotten comfortable to record inside to record, like you said, like ice machines or the reach-ins or whatever it is. And I've had managers that come up to me and they already know. I think I mentioned this on my Reliable podcast, but I've had managers that come to me and they're like, "Oh, I've seen your YouTube. I've seen you on your channel and this and that." So a lot of local people have seen me and they know that I record and do the YouTube stuff. And if not, then my dad sometimes will brag about it. And he's like, "Hey, my son does YouTube." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be recording, so don't mind me." It's kind of whatever at this point, right? Like we've already been doing it a while. Like,
yeah, just let it ride. It's funny, dude. Like I'll be in the garage or something. I have like my tripod set up, and it's all like big as shit looking, and like we'll come out the door. I'm just like,
well, you got like 2 or 3 cameras set up now, don't you?
yeah, it was just two generally. It's actually just one, but I'm that good. No, but like seriously, I'll put that shit and I'll have the tripod like fully extended if I'm like on the ladder, and like they'll come. I'm like, I've only had one dude be like, "Yeah, so what do you do?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm just making a video." "You do YouTube?" So I was like, "Yeah." It's never been an issue
It's like, who doesn't nowadays?
at this point. Yeah.
One time I was at an apartment complex, and there's a little girl on the couch, and I'm asking me questions while I'm looking at the thermostat, and she looks outside and sees my van. She goes, "Do you do YouTube?"
Oh yeah, because you have it on your wrap.
Yeah, and I said, "Yeah." Before I could finish the repair, the whole family was sitting down watching my video.
Oh, that's cool, man.
That's awesome, though.
I walked through and I heard that intro music, and I'm like,
"Oh crap!"
Oh man, hey, you're gonna be on here next. That's awesome. Yeah, man. And you know what? That's good for the community though, too. You know what I mean? Like how often do you guys get any type of work off of your social medias? Anything, or
not a whole lot, not that I know of.
you don't
Some
advertise
people
it
do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say
Advertising I do of it is on my Google listing. Instead of a web page, I have my YouTube page listed. So people do see it if they're Googling me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like if they're looking for it. Like I try to keep mine separate. Like I do have like a website for the company. At the very bottom, like if you want to look for it, like it's gonna be a link to like the YouTube and all that. I don't try to hide it, but I don't put it in their face or anything.
For sure. No, that's
But
cool.
what has gotten me work is all those jobber ads that they run.
Like, yeah, because they're like ads.
They use my videos. They've even started using some of my reels that I make on for my chat for my pages as like actual ads, like on Facebook and YouTube and different things. So I've had a lot of people that tell me that they see it, whether it's other YouTubers. "Hey, I just saw you, this and that." I had a couple, like that one guy that I need to get back to him, that hit us up, and that we were too busy at the time. But he has a lot of like those nursing homes and different properties.
Yeah.
So he actually found me on Facebook because of the jobber ad. He's like, "I saw a jobber ad. I saw Adrian," and he recognized me from high school because we used to go to school together. And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "I got your information off there," because like with jobber, they know me as like the Reliable Kitchen Services, like the company, and that's how they advertise me. So I was like, yeah, that's where it's come in handy. Other than that, not really, but like a lot of the managers do or have come across my videos, and they just say that they like the videos and stuff.
Well, I've got all the property managers that I work for, they all know I do videos, because sometimes I will send them the video saying, "You need to look at this.
Here's proof." Just like that last one you just did.
Which one you talking about?
The fire. Be like, "Yeah, I'm not touching this shit."
Yeah, I remember one time I did a repair on a weekend and I filmed it, made a video of it, and then come that Monday, the property manager said, "Did you happen?"
I kind of want them.
They look epic, right?
Oh, he's talking about the sunglasses that have the cameras in them.
They got them. Yeah, sorry, Kurt. You should get them because you got glasses, and they got them with the Yeah, look him up.
Yeah.
Shoots in like 1080, I think.
Well, that's what I filmed in is 1080.
And it's just right on your glasses, dude. So
Yeah, I saw
anyways,
the comment and I was like, oh, I've actually been thinking about that.
Yeah.
the transition lenses and all. Sorry, you were talking about a manager. You were sending him videos. Continue.
Well, I did a job at an apartment complex over the weekend, and I ended up saying, "Hey, this thing's got a leak in it," and I couldn't finish the job. It was a condenser that was installed but never commissioned. They didn't pull a vacuum. They didn't put in a new dryer. They just soldered it in, and that was it. So I finished doing the job, but I couldn't pull a vacuum because it was leaking inside.
Yeah.
And the people who owned the property said, no, that's not the case. We just had this installed. There's no way it was like that. And then the person I was working for said, did you happen to film that? And I
Hell
said,
yeah.
yes, I did.
I sure did.
So I sent him the video, and he had proof of what I was saying was right.
Hell yeah.
And that's actually the cool thing, because like I never used to take like too many photos at work. So I never had like a documentation of stuff. Now I do, and I've actually been asked by like the customers or even my dad, like for like proof of something or something that happened, that we find. And I'm like, you know what? It's in my YouTube video. Let me just pull it real quick
I've done it
and
too.
show it
Yeah.
to them.
Like,
Yeah,
look at
it's coming. It's coming handy for sure.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, fellas. That's
HVAC technology. You're pretty brave out there, Curtis. Wielding that camera in front of customers all nonchalant. I'm still working up the courage to do that myself.
Well,
I still battle with it myself. I don't like to be like, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
start. Just do it, man. I mean, you do this shit. Everybody's seen you. I mean, it is,
well, it's on my chest, so it's almost like an introduction. Hey, I got a camera.
Yeah,
just so you know.
And I wasn't gonna like I film a lot of my stuff on my phone. I wasn't gonna transition to like actual cameras. And then I was like, I don't know, like I kind of saw Kurt, doing it quite a bit. I'm like, well, what's the worst that can happen? So that's why I started buying. I bought an action camera, and then this setup that I have right now is that new Osmo Pocket, whatever it's called.
Fancy.
So trying to buy some cameras and just I'm gonna roll with it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Just gotta get comfortable doing that shit. Don't you know what I mean? Like,
Because my phone overheats like crazy. That's why I transition.
That's what mine. Yeah, same. Like they're especially during the summer, dude. Obviously.
A GoPro can do the same thing.
Yeah.
If it's out in the sun and say you're filming in 4K,
that's why I didn't buy a GoPro.
It can get hot.
Hey, the DJI lasts a little bit longer.
Better than the Action 3 or 4 or whatever they put out.
I got the Action 4.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
It does better. It does better in overheating scenarios.
Yeah, no, I'm actually watching it right before we started this. I think his name's like Daniel Manning. He does like a lot of tech
dude.
stuff.
Yeah, I just started watching that channel too.
Yeah, so he's doing one right now about the DJI, the GoPro, and the new Ace Pro, and it was about overheating. Like the Ace Pro looks phenomenal and a lot better than the GoPro, and it's being as waterproof it is with a flip screen, dude. And it's
because I tried like a neck holder thing for my action camera, but like sometimes it's hard to frame it.
Yeah.
That new one by or what is it called? The Ace Pro?
Yeah, the Ace Pro 2 or Ace 2 Pro.
That little screen would come in handy just because you can angle it and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of neat.
You can see where it's pointed.
Yeah. Have you seen that one, Kurt?
I've seen. You were talking about Manning, the guy that does the camera video.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
His channel.
So funny. We all watch the same shit. Like,
yeah, I was like, I just saw that video
all over the place too. Like, that's awesome. Yeah,
you know how he got started on YouTube?
Tell me.
He's a wedding photographer.
That's right. I think he said that. Like, yeah.
And when the pandemic hit, his business went to shit. He told his wife, I'm gonna make this YouTube thing work.
You have to, right?
And that's how he got so big. Is he just
Damn
decided to
it.
put the money and effort into making it
If
work?
yeah, if you started in during that whole COVID thing, or like right before, like a lot of
Yeah,
people
you're good, man.
popped off. Yeah,
I started a year after or
yeah, I
2.
started after too.
Yeah, so
I think I started like probably right before you did.
yeah. So yeah,
But like
2022
a lot of them during that time,
took off.
like Zach and Tito, uh, those guys that started like right before, like they took off.
Facts, bro. Damn it. But yeah, anyways. Tech stuff. We got anything else cool in there, man? What you reading?
I'm looking at them right now. They're talking about the GoPro. Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to have the GoPro. Like I said, I want to get that other one though too. I do shoot GoPro in the 4K.
I think Mark's asking you, Kurt, like how you shoot your videos. You said you're 1080p, right?
Yeah, I shoot in 1080p.
And do you do like a super wide, or what is the angle on that?
As wide as I can get.
Okay.
And without using that special lens that you buy.
Mega lens or whatever it's called. Yeah.
I just use the regular lens, and I do have one of those lenses, but it makes it
super fisheye, dude. It's like
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shoot in 1080p super view, I think it is.
I think that sounds with the top one.
Yeah.
I shoot linear.
And
I don't like it as wide.
I adjust the wind, the wind noise. I work with it, and
you get pretty good audio. Because you don't use a mic or anything, right?
No, I just try to wear it like
as close as
right here.
You got a media mod?
What's that now?
You got the media mod?
No.
Because
he gets good footage and audio just from that.
It's crazy. I know. I'm like, this will stop.
I had a hard time.
Sometimes
with
I
mine.
speak very quietly, and people tell me I can't hardly hear you. So I started.
I think that's just people who have bad speakers, bro. Because honestly, I can hear you just fine, to be honest. And then I've had people say the same thing. I'm like, dude, like it's perfectly fine. Like I have one guy like, oh, you're blowing out my eardrums. I'm like, well, it's fucking cool. What do you want? Yeah, fantastic. You gonna start shooting some more shit in that with that Osmo?
Yeah, I got it for like all the stuff that I shoot, like where I have it on a tripod, right? So like it's really easy to carry around. The case is super small for it too.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'll use it for like that, for like shooting in the garage, when I do the tool stuff, all of that. And then I'm gonna use the action camera. I was debating if to keep both, but I think I should use the action camera, strapped up and using that for like the work videos, and then try not to use the phone too much anymore.
It's
the phone's real good for taking
pictures. Yeah.
Yes, you can take some detailed pictures with your phone.
Yeah, it's just the overheating for me. Like I it's because, and I also shoot in 4K. I know you shoot in 1080. I think Jake, you do 4K as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm just used to it. I want it to be in 4K because I already started that. And but when you record on your phone, that thing gets hot like real quick on 4K.
And I got this. I have one of the Flow, the gimbal.
Oh yeah, I was looking into those.
And when you record using their software with this, dude, it heats the shit out of the phone, bro. Like you can use it separately, like in a native app, but when you use that thing, dude, it's like in 5 minutes that phone's burning up. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of don't get to use the AI features. It's more like if you're just sitting here talking, it's really good and just getting a couple shots. But like what we do, where we're trying to film an extensive process as much,
sometimes one clip might be 20 minutes long for me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's the one I'm going through now. Like I've got it down right now to like 48 minutes for the video. So I don't like anything really over 20, but think I'm gonna leave a lot of shit in there. Where like,
I
Are
lost
you
you.
there? Uh-oh. Oh, I think Jake's gone. Let's see if he comes back.
Yeah, it looks like he froze.
He was doing so good. I don't know what happened. I was gonna bring up some comments for him right now, but let me go to I think I had a question on Instagram. I don't know if you remember Mick. Oh, there he is.
internet went out. Wife just texted me.
Well, okay,
Sorry.
let me bring up
Still there?
somebody.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? Uh-oh. No, he can't hear us, I guess.
Can you not hear us, Jake?
Wait, I was gonna bring up this comment real quick. Way to go, guys. Thank you. I just finished. I guess you're talking about Jake's video on the. Is that what it's called? Vector or Vet? Because I think you had, Curtis, was it the vacuum pump that didn't work?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Vector or something?
Something
Or
like that.
Vivor, maybe?
Vivor, yeah, Vivor.
There you go. I was so glad that I dodged that bullet because I saw you and Jake having issues with the stuff you got. It's like what can you expect from an Amazon equipment?
Yeah, some of that stuff you don't know.
Jake, what happened to you? No, he's frozen. He's loading. Let me see. Mark, Adrian just emailed you picture. Okay, hold on. Oh shit. Okay, let's pull up some photos real quick. There's a transition for you right there. How the hell would that even work?
What are we looking at?
I don't know. I think there's another picture.
Is that a flue pipe?
Let me see if he said anything. Oh yeah. Found this super duper flue pipe set up with no return duct on the downflow system. Filter just sitting on top. The pipe was an actual dryer vent flex, not B vent. Jesus.
And it's not even, it looks like it's just stuffed up in there and it's got a great big old gap. What
Yeah, so I guess this is a furnace here, and that's why he was saying the filter's just laying on it. And then we got a dryer vent going out. Jeez.
What
Yeah,
in the world?
And then this is the like you said, the gap.
It's just taped up there.
Oh man. That's what we're talking about, There's plenty of work out there for everybody because of crap like this.
Do you know who Centauro is?
Who doesn't?
I don't think so.
He's he does Spanish.
You back, Jake?
Yeah, he does Spanish content, and he did a video of an install he found the other day that was one of the worst I have ever seen. It was horrible. I don't know.
You're gonna have to send me that. I don't know. I don't think I've seen his channel. I'm gonna fix. What happened? You got it. You got your mic working and everything?
Is my mic? Is it good?
No, I know, but like you popped in earlier, but we couldn't hear you.
I didn't hear anything for the past like 3 minutes or so. The whole like neighborhood, like we have a special internet here, and they yeah. Y'all there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We can hear.
Damn.
Did you see that pic? Now what? Oh, I guess he's gone again.
You are on the show. It doesn't look like it.
Hey, what's up? What's up, NYC HVAC? Vivor. That's a what?
What was that? I watch his channel too.
He was on my Reliable podcast. He jumped in on the show for a little bit. Brian over here says Vivor's tubing bender is legit. I don't know about that. We'll see.
I actually gave that away. I had another tubing bender, and some people that were doing some installs for me didn't have one. I had it as an extra, and I gave it to them and said, "Hey, this can make your jobs look better."
But like Vivor or another brand?
Yeah, it was a Vivor.
So they sent you that too?
Yes.
What kind was it? Was it like
half
was
inch,
it like a hydraulic one?
No, it's just a regular bending with the
With the
angle.
okay. Hey, if it works, it works. Technology said if you do any brazing anymore, or are you strictly pressing?
Oh, actually, the opportunities to use the press tool are kind of far between.
I'm gonna fix my camera real quick, so you go ahead.
Yeah, the press tool is very good for some instances, but a lot of the time you end up brazing anyway. So it's hard to find a job where you can do just press tool. There's a few of those that I've been able to do, like changing an evaporator coil, but there's not many.
Regardless, you probably have to braze it. Like, if you know what I mean, if you're going at a condenser or something, you'll have to braze some sort of like stubby piece on, or
Yeah, like if you're doing a line set.
yeah.
Yes.
So like you said, it's not going to be a primary fix and relieve all brazing.
No, you can't do it. I mean, first of all, my tool is this big.
Yeah.
So you can't get it down in a you can't get it down in a condenser. There's some type of spaces you can't get it in.
For sure. I know Rigid makes a much smaller one, I think, than the Milwaukee. I don't know if you looked into those.
Well, Milwaukee, I happened to buy the
Did you get the
long
18 or
throw.
12?
It's an 18 volt.
Okay.
I happened to buy the long throw one, which was kind of a mistake.
Okay.
And it's long.
Big as hell. Yeah.
So they do make a shorter one, which would be a little more advantageous.
Look into it. Just sell the other one and get the little one. Or I mean, them joints expensive.
Yes, they are expensive.
But I guess like if you could justify it, like I would say, like if you had like depending on what application you would use, if you were doing plumbing and all that stuff, and then you had multiple installs going, you could definitely cut time down from, braze at the shop on the pieces on the condenser and the evap if you wanted. And then.
Well, I'm going to tell you, as far as cutting time down, to me, it hasn't really cut time down because the prep time on doing the press tools.
That's true.
It does take a lot of prep. You got to really clean the outside. You got to deburr the inside, and you got to put that little measuring thing on it and mark it.
Make sure it's all the way. Yeah.
HVAC blogger. I think he watches my Spanish channel.
Los Nas de Esves. See, like that's how you would say it.
What's up, Nestor?
Am I losing you guys again?
A little bit.
I think it's best for me to hop off here.
Well, we're already almost at an hour and a half, so we're probably gonna.
Here.
Yeah, it's getting late. Y'all know my bedtime's like at between 8 and 9 o'clock.
Like an hour ago. All right, let me just look through the comments real quick. Zoom lock works great with ACR, but be careful with soft copper. Isn't it like supposed to be for soft copper?
Soft or hard.
Yeah, like I've done a few presses too, and it works fine. Yeah, but you got the RLS one too, right?
I have RLS and I have the Mueller ACR.
Oh, that's right. But have you used the Mueller one?
Yes, that's the one with 2 O-rings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I've used them both.
I was curious about that one because it's like I guess like a fail safe. You got 2.
Yeah. Their thing.
Do you have a preference?
Not yet.
No.
I haven't had any of them leak yet.
Yeah, I mean they work. That's the thing because I have the RLS one. I've used it a handful of times and it works. Like, and I even have them in freezers where I thought like for sure something was gonna happen with the temperature.
I'm gonna sign off here because it's probably gonna happen again.
No, you're good. We're signing off. I was just reading the comment. So appreciate everybody for coming out. Good seeing you guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Next time. Hasta la próxima.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. Let me hit the outro.
Later.